y'all, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to make these really super fun and easy soap jellies, shower jellies, bath jellies, whatever you want to call them. If you follow my blog, you probably already know that I did post a tutorial for these on my blog back in, I believe it was March of 2016, of how to make these, and someone just recently asked if I could please do a video, so yeah, I'm going to do a video. So it's just basically all it is. It's like soap, but like in Jello form. It's really fun. My kids love them. It's a really fun thing to make to get your kids to take a bath, because mine always say they want to play with the jelly soap. So, yep. This is in the shape of a snowflake because obviously I've made this video close to Christmas. But you can use whatever type of mold you want. I will highly suggest, though, that you use a silicone mold, okay? Because it's just a lot easier to pry these things out than to use a hard mold. So please use a silicone mold. It'll just be a lot easier on you. So what you need is 3/4 cup of really hot water. This was boiling when I set it down. You need a teaspoon of salt, any type of salt you have. You need 1/2 cup of body wash or shampoo. These were made with a body wash from Bath & Body Works. This is made with shampoo. I'm just using both so that you can see, that you can use both. You also need 2 envelopes of Knox gelatin. I do have a vegan version, yes I do, in the tutorial on my blog. So I will post a link to that down below, if you want to use a vegan version. And I also have some instructions there on how you can add extra scent and colors if you like. I used in these, you can probably see the shimmeries there. I used the Snowflake Mica. It's a soap colorant. I use that to add a little bit of shimmer. You do not have to. That is completely optional. So what you want to do, like I said, is the water needs to be boiling. So you need to add in your salt and both of your gelatin packs. Make sure it's nice and stirred up. I'm going to start and try to get any little lumps out. If you see any lumps floating around in there, you want to scoop them out. Just stir that in there real good. You may notice too that as you're mixing this up, you're going to see like little bubbles, and then as you pour your soap in and mix it up, you'll also see some bubbles. The bubbles don't bother me if it's just for my personal use, but if you're going to make this as a gift, you can take a little bit of rubbing alcohol, put it into a spray bottle, and spray it, and the bubbles will go away. If I have the problem with bubbles with this, I'll do that so that you can see how that works. You're probably wondering why I put salt in here. Okay, the salt acts as a preservative so that, the gelatin is basically a food product. And if you add in the salt, it won't sit there and get moldy on you. So, let's see. I got one little lump there. Let's take that out. Okay. And as you use these, they'll just shrink down in size. Like a normal bar of soap would. It'll just shrink in size. That's what these will do. They'll just get smaller and smaller and smaller. So yeah, this is shampoo. It's a really thick shampoo. You just mix that up. Like I said, you can add, once you get this stirred together, then add in your colors or extra fragrance if you want to. I have written instructions, of course, with the ratios of how much fragrance oil or even essential oil that you can use. I have that on my blog. Like I said, the link to that is below. So we'll get this all good and mixed up here. Now we're going to pour it into the mold. I have lined my baking pan, and it does a weird thing with the lighting here. I've lined my baking pan with aluminum foil, and then I put my mold on top of that, just in case one of the kids or the cat comes over here and hits it and it spills. It's not going to make a mess everywhere, but I'll move that out of the way so that it'll brighten up. I've been making this all day, my mold. I've got glitter and all kinds of stuff in my mold here. So just pour that into your mold. You don't have to use a big mold. You can use a smaller one if you want. This just happens to be what I have on hand here. Okay, I do have some bubbles. So let me grab my alcohol right here, and you can just give it like a really light spray, and you see how the bubbles kind of just dissipate. Just a little light spray. Okay, now you need to let these sit like overnight, okay? They're not going to harden up just in an hour or so, at least not my experience. So just let them set out overnight, or if you want to, just stick them in the refrigerator for a few minutes just to give them a head start. And then I'll come back after that's all said and done, and I'll pop them out and I'll show you what they look like. Alrighty, I think these are set up. And sure enough, as soon as I stopped the video, one of my kids came along and hit the table and sploshed it everywhere. So luckily I had it sitting on my pan. It didn't make too big of a mess. But I popped these in the refrigerator just for a few minutes. You can see if you're using your silicone mold, just to just work the edges away from it. And if you look on my blog, the picture up at the top of the post on how to make these, there's a picture of this jelly soap stuff in a jar. If you don't have a silicone mold, you can also just pour it into a jar, let it firm up, and then whenever you're ready to take a shower, just scoop a little bit of it out and put it on a bath puff or a washcloth, you know, what have you. So you don't have to use molds if you don't have any. Carefully, carefully. Oh, and there's the white one. Oh gosh, this stuff smells good. It's a shampoo. But there's that one. And I'm just going to set it over here on some parchment paper. I suggest that when giving these as a gift, you put them into a little container, like maybe a like a Tupperware container, you know, plastic bowl, a glass bowl with a lid, or just put them in a jar, you know, for gift giving. But there you go. There's your little jiggly soaps. So I hope you had fun with this one. If you would, click that subscribe button. Check me out on my website and on Facebook. The links to both of those are in the description box down below. And if you make these, please let me know how they turned out. I'd like to hear about it. I will see y'all next time. Bye.